Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to quickly show a small tool to cluster different structure types based on their atomic environments. So let's look at some 4 different structure types. So here we have 3 orthorhombic system and 1 tetragonal system. And of these 2 belong to the same space group and the others differ. So let's go one by one. Let's look at this one. And in each case, let's look at the element with the least coefficient. So in this case, we'll look up at gadolinium and then gold and then gadolinium here and then ruthenium. So let's look at gadolinium in this. But let's start from this. Let's look at gadolinium in this structure. So in this, so here, if you look at the atomic environment or of the gadolinium, it has a coordination number of 9, and if we try to reduce the coordination number, we can see that at 7 it forms what appears to be a monocoordinated trigonal prism. This is one way of viewing this, and I'm not explore the other possibilities. But in this angle, you can see that you have a trigonal prism capped by one atom, and the default at default 9, you can see it's a tri-capped trigonal prism environment. Now, if we go back to the other type, which is this, here also you can see that the ruthenium atom forms a capped prism environment, specifically di-capped trigonal prism environment. And so here you can see the prism, and then these 2 are capping atoms. Now let's look at the which one? Okay, let's pick up this one, KG2 type. In this case, it is somewhat distorted, but if we look up the atomic environment of gadolinium, yes, it forms a huge one. Let's reduce it. Okay. So now we are at CN6. Now from this angle, you can see it forms somewhat distorted but a trigonal prism. And finally, let's look at this. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Let's look at this, the MOSI2 type. So here, if we look up the atomic environment of gadolinium, it forms CN14, but if we reduce to 10, we can see that it forms a square prism with 2 capping atoms, in line with our prism environments. So now the question is, how do we do this automatically, systematically? And for 4 structure types, we can do this manually. But what if we had to deal with, say, 40 structure type? That's where this code comes in. So what this code does is that in this PCD view, you can see the atomic environment using d over d minimum histogram. So you calculate the distance between the center and each of the neighbor, and then divide all the neighbor distances by the minimum neighbor's distance. And that's how you get this d over d min histogram. So what this code does is that it takes this d over d min histogram for each sides in the given structure, and then it aggregates the histogram of all sides in the compound, and then it compares with the distances between other compounds to quantitatively cluster the different structure types. The code produces a dendrogram like this as an output. So if we look at this, we can see that the CO2 Si type as well as the Fe3C type, which belong to the same space group, are closely related. And if we look up the next structure type or next closely related structure type, that will be KAG2 type, which has a distorted trigonal prism environment. And then if we look up the last structure type that we considered, which is MOSI2, which has a bicapped square prism environment, that is clustered far away from or located far away from these clusters. So that's the output, and the distances between these types shows the distances of their respective clusters, and then the closer they are in this dendrogram, the closer their structure types are. So that's the clustering script in a nutshell. So let's look at how to run this. Okay, so before we running, I'm going to delete this existing output. And then let's download the code. Let's go to GitHub, copy the URL, and then do git clone URL. And that'll get us the code. And then we have to install the libraries mentioned in this requirements.txt, or you can go and copy and paste this command in your terminal to install the libraries. I have an environment, Python environment, where I have this requirements installed. So I'm going to activate that. And then to run this, we go to the directory where the code is, and then type Python, followed by the name of the script, and then we type H to see what are the arguments that we need to give. So, and the main argument that we need to give is the CIF directory that contains the CIF files that we want to analyze. And then we can also give a CSV in a format like this, where you have to have the CIF column that lists all the CIFs that you want to analyze. And then you can also put different environments if you want to group multiple Wyckoff sites into different pseudo sites, if you will. Or based on the element composition, you can do so. And then what's the advantage of doing that is that you can use this code to analyze based on specific sites. For example, if we are looking at AB intermetallics with different coefficients, we can look at the clustering using environment of A or environment of B or both. The default is it'll consider every environment. So let's run a default calculation. So to do that, we type Python CIF clustering.py, and then I'm going to give the CIF dir in this case, and I have the folder here, test data. So with this, hit enter. It'll calculate the descriptors, and then it'll make the dendrogram, and it'll put everything under this outputs folder. So if you go to the descriptor, you can see the files, although these are NumPy files. You can open it in a Python environment using NumPy. And if you go under the plots, you will see it'll produce the same output that we saw earlier, because my input had all those files. So that is clustering and how to run this clustering. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments or raise an issue in the GitHub. Thank you.